So what they're saying right now is I cannot get out of my fucking car. That's the beauty of full synapse control. And I can say that's dumb and what the fuck is that? But when you go through the functions on the last video that I've just uploaded, you'll say, why is that in every training manual for every military on earth? They call them canadzes or lorgers. Why are they... Pardon me. So, how it started was, you get circled on the highway by everyone. They was playing, they come and fuck with you. And then everyone got a person each. So everyone went to Singapore and bought their own. See, that's about as busting as it's going to be. Watch this loop. They'll just go around in circles all fucking day. It's called a rolling prison system. In Australia, there was some bullshit saying that this was a rolling prison system, and if you were in jail, they could take you out of jail, and you could do your time in the cars. But they never recorded it or documented it, and they took murderers out of jail, and then they just let them free. But that's what we were told. This is a rolling prison system of what's really happening. They put you under synapse control, and you go in the cars. And you just drive around all day under platooning. Watch the platooning. See the gaps between the cars are perfectly fucking placed. It's called platooning. Anyone from Israel knows what platooning is. It was invented in Israel. Turn the platooning off. So this is the thing, isn't it? So that guy there screaming, I want to go home to my family, I want to go home to my family. This is what we hear every single fucking day here. And everyone says, why don't they just get out of the cars and go home? And for a time I was sitting there going off my fucking head at these people, abusing the fuck out of them, saying, stop fucking talking to me, I don't want to fucking be spoken to by all these people. But when they've got the delay turned on, they can't speak. And there's a thing called a delay. It's made by the same company. And if you can ever go to Automation World, which is very hard to find, because it's in the middle of nowhere, it's close to the Laos-Cambodian border. So when they say you go to Laos to get it and then you go to Cambodia to do it or whatever, it's in the same compound, it's just over the border. The whole compound sits on the Laos-Cambodian border. So all these toys got brought in from Asia. It's an Asian company, but it's owned by Westerners. When you go to Thailand, you buy a wife. Sometimes there's they check if they're cleaning all that bullshit. But sometimes there's an administration fee for 2 years after. It's because she's under control. She's under synapse control, and she's doing what she's told. So they've done this to my daughter. That's what I've got word of today. They've done this to my daughter. I know what it is, so I know how evil it is. They said they put the first piece in. The first piece in goes behind your ear, and the next one goes into the basal gland, and then the next one goes down from a pancreatic nerve stimulator down to your feet. Then there's a vagal nerve stimulator that goes down your spine. And I wouldn't have believed it myself until I saw a little girl in Canberra that was from the same town as her. Completely under synapse control. And she had the snake eyes in. Now in the videos beforehand I've given you what it is. Now the brain interface computer is the one that I haven't given you. So I'll pull that out for you now while we still film these people and we'll still have a bit of a chat about what else is going on. So there's people all over the internet saying that they've been put under mind control and all that sort of things, but the correct terminology is synapse control. And it is in an MI5 handbook that you can download. And it's not classified. It's just a handbook, just like an SAS handbook that you can buy and things like that. You'll find it in, I think, it's referenced in section 3, but you'll find it in section 4. And then if you look at Michael F. Bell's book, like I've been telling everybody to do, because it is factual. Michael F. Bell's book is everything, all Dazay products is Michael F. Bell's book. You might as well put Michael F. Bell's Dazay disaster or something like that, and it would have shown you what it is. So I'm only showing you a little bit there because I can't show you the whole thing. But there you go, these that's all it is. And they get made to loop around all day, and the guy on the train that you just heard coming past screaming, he wants out. So the brain interface computer is the K2216943-7. That is the brain interface computer that goes along with it, and it can do some really fucking nasty shit. And if you look at Michael F. Bell's book, please buy the fucking thing, because he's just someone else like us that's been abducted and had this done to them. When this inquiry starts, and it will, because they grabbed people from the royal family and did it to them, and the truth be told that a lot of us are their bastards. We come down the Morgan lines, we come down the Burgess lines, we come down Corbett lines, we come down lines of people that are just bastards of their families that their families move to Australia or New Zealand and things like that. We're distant cousins or related, or we're related to dukes of their family, things like that. Things that never really mattered to Australians. We didn't give a fuck. We say, well, are we going to get $20 million a year? No. Well, then we don't care. But some fuckhead here in Australia did. So then when they go through all of our bloodlines, which we find pretty straightforward when every name gets put on a list for us, and they tried to work out how there was. So these people had they went through Ancestry.com and they went through all their shit, and all of our families are related. In one group of people. The rest were the people that tried to protect us and tried to save us from being harmed. So a lot of these people are heroes that have been abducted, that just want to go home, that would curse our family being so fucking rude to them and telling them to fuck off all the time. But a lot of these people were the heroes. The big tough blokes that come in and said, leave those little girls alone, you fucking pigs, get away from them. So these are the good guys. So when you see these cars come through town, if you see them that don't want to be in that car, if they pull over at the service station, just say, this is what a Dazay is. I know how they work, because a lot of soldiers know how they work too. It came in a recent inquiry of what a talking dead implant is. It's a psychological warfare device, so you can leave someone dead on the ground, one of these things in the neck, and talk to their family with it. It's a very nasty device. They've found them all through the Middle East when they were doing tours and things like that. And what they'd do is they'd leave a bomb in their chest and have them sit there talking to them, and everyone walk over and try to work out what was fucking going on, and boom, they would take out an entire fucking room of it, but no one could really live to tell the tale. Helmet cams have recorded them. So what we need is this whole containment area shut down. As soon as they shut down all these speakers, which are projecting ultra low frequency, these people will be free. And then as soon as all the arseholes playing Xbox from home with these people's lives, with the countless cameras that have gone through the city, we'd appreciate it if you turn their snake eyes off as well. And ask, why are you watching mothers breastfeed? And why are you watching men wee? And why it's all gets broadcasted through Spice.com. They were brought in through Kandahar, and they were brought in through Singapore, depending on what ones you got. Now the question is, why are they in infant sizes? This could be forgiven. Over time, this could be forgiven. But the unforgivable has happened when you went and got infants, small children, and babies. One guy lived on the train. He was forced to live on the fucking train. Why are these people worthless to anyone? Then you have these assholes from the science departments and shit like that come in and study them and download all the data off the brain interface computer and sell it to a data collection agency who should have the duty of care to say this is unethical and I don't want the data to be collected like this. I think that needs to be written in law. If you're a data collection agency and there's something unethical going on that you analyse through your data, you must step in. Now, if you're clever and you type in a few things on Google, Google will solve fucking murders for you. Put one murder in and then watch what comes up underneath it. Google will solve fucking murders for you, and I can prove that. I'll prove that point to you in another video. I've got a bit more shit to do right now, like how the fuck are we going to try and get these people out of these cars under synapse control? You've seen my scans, you know there's shit there. And that's what they do. And they're not fucking tumours, because tumours look like fucking big muscles on your head. A big fucking shellfish thing. Take the shell out and you've got a big sloppy thing on your brain. But we're all going to have them if these people don't turn all this shit off. So I make a request to the Australian government on behalf of the citizens of Australia that are trapped in this containment area to turn the fucking thing off. It's not hard. We can't even go back to Canberra to walk into the AFP buildings or the ASIO buildings or the ACES buildings to complain because there's 2,000 hertz set up there. Now these devices go into hertz, on hertz of how many they have. If you look at it, I'll pull out, there's paperwork here, and I'll find the page for you eventually, but I can't pause this. Actually I can, I'll pause it, let's see what we can do. So recording again, I've got the paperwork here from the court recognised electronic harassment protection order for James Wahlberg on December 30th of 2008. Now I took this to Centrelink, because Centrelink has now given me a pension to recognise that I am a victim of electronic harassment. I took the paperwork in, there's a few little bits and pieces. Oh, what do you reckon that is? We didn't fucking know what it was either, but that's a portion of the DSA as well, these little bits and pieces here. It goes into your fucking jaw, but what I'm trying to find, oh, and what do you know, there's all the referencing. What do you know? It's not bullshit. This is what got it put on for me. It was all this referencing. This was taken from the fucking internet. So there's all the stalking. What do we got? Representing Jim Guest took it there, and Senator Edward Kennedy. Look at that. Boom. These are Americans. They tried to say it was a tumour. Oh no, that's what happened. They did the thing. However, the meeting was definitely postponed after Kennedy was diagnosed with a brain tumour because he had the fucking thing in his head. Here's a final protection order. Look at that. That's not bullshit. Look at that. Boom. He got it. He got the protection order. There's a copy. I can't show the whole fucking thing with this phone zoomed in to watch those cars, so we don't, just in case someone dies of a fucking car accident, which has been happening a fuckload lately. But they hurt people that I loved. And people I didn't know that I loved yet, because I didn't know all my family until these fuckers found them all and did it to them. Here we go. Here's all the bits and pieces of all the signatures of things get signed for the protection orders. You can find them all. Look at that. You just look up that. What we're trying to find is how the hertz work. Reading brain waves and mind control. What do you know? I'll just zoom out a little bit. Let's just be fair, eh? Electromagnetic weapons. The ultimate weapon. Look at that. These things are fucking horrible. Sound waves to microwaves, instruments of torture. Look at this. Everyone can have a look. And this is when we start talking about hertz. Electromagnetic radiation at a frequency of 95 gigahertz with a range of about 600 meters, to have volunteers taking part in a test determine how safe the active denial systems are. These are all the shit. This active denial systems sound as well, but it's not the one I'm looking for. It tells you what parts they are. Give me 1 sec. NSA signals intelligence use of EMF brain stimulation. I'll see if I can find an EMF tower for you. They're called Nova towers. I filmed them. They're in my past videos. Here we go. Here we fucking go. Thank you so much. Look at this. Motor control cortex, auditory cortex, visual cortex, somatosen cortex, and the thought center all go off hertz. See like that? So there's 2,000 hertz there. 2,000 hertz. This shit here is from fucking like 85 or some shit. But when we got there, This thing, we could not fucking move. These people come, everyone rushes into Canberra. These guys here driving these fucking cars. Get out of the fucking cars! Turn it up, you hear them scream, we can't get out of the cars. It's hard to hear, but put the fucking things in there, get these hisses come over the town. These little drones that fly over, the fuckers are trying to cover up what's going on. See? This is what happens to us all the fucking time. They can't cover it up now because there's fucking thousands of us, so they just kill us. They'll probably do a bombing or something in Sydney. They'll do a bombing in Sydney. These people are possibly from Adelaide, but they'll do a bombing in Sydney. They've been on my past videos, listen to it. They were planning a fucking bombing. I don't want these people to die. These are the heroes to our family. A lot of these people got grabbed and bashed and fucking tortured, and the torture is just phenomenal. Because they stood up for our family, and not just, and it wasn't me, but in New Zealand, some of these people went to New Zealand at the same time I did, and they saved my fucking life. And then they saved my daughter's cousin's life, and her second cousin's life, and her grand uncle's life, and everyone's life. These are the bastards. They call them the bastards, but when you translate bastards, slaves. I don't want Australian citizens to be enslaved, and I don't want any foreign national in this country or anywhere else to be enslaved. So if anyone's got a bomb factory and you want to do something useful, go to Laos. Don't hurt any of the people that are automated. Because they call it automation world for a fucking reason. Go there and find it. Bomb their fucking factory. Just bomb it. Say, we'll do it in the middle of the fucking night so there's no casualties. And just say, fuck you. So I want these people saved. So Sydney, which has become the most fucking evil city on earth, won't fuck off and let them go. And I'll probably be detained and beaten for this. And they'll say horrible things about me. But if they do that, I'm going to read in the entire inquiry that's been started and how 40 police officers went to Laos to have a go with these fucking people. But if you pay $40,000, you can kill them. So they paid their 40 grand and they killed them. And I'm allowed to say all this shit because you went after the wrong fucking family. So when you start playing with us, I'm going to give all these people, the 40 coppers that killed 40 people, I'm going to put it on my fucking Instagram account, which is Companion Horse 357. This is not staged whatsoever. This is a big phone call that goes from every day. It's called a torture phone. And I want them out of these people's heads. So this, you can't find on the internet anymore, so I'll scan every single page and I'll put it on my Instagram account for you. I've got 15% battery, so I've got to go, because I've got to upload all this shit, so they don't smash our phones like they do to us every other week when we get intel on them. So with the kindness of regards and a thank you to the quotation mark slaves, because you should never be enslaved in this country, thank you so much.